Cheers. That's a pretty good cup of coffee. What up, guys? Fears. Audience. Audience. Fears. What's up? How artest thou? Thouest is good, fully rested. Got a whole bunch of stuff to tell you. And I'm ready to rock and roll and have a great podcast. So let's open up that chat. And let's get a moseying. And I forgot to plug in my mic right off the bat. So as soon as I get started, I'm going to plug in my mic so we have better sound quality. Alrighty. Give me 1 second here. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Before I open up the chat, I'll just plug it in now. I gotta say, Fears is getting a little bit more tech savvy. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I finally figured out how my mic works and all that. Yes, it's hilarious. I should have figured it out ages ago. Okay. There we are. How is the sound? Let me know. Let me know. Alright. Alrighty. There we are. I'm asking the waitress to put you on the TV at Red Robin. Are you serious, Visions? Nice. Well, hey, if that happens, shout out to everybody at Red Robin's. Yes, subscribe to Fearsman26 and Fears Vlog on YouTube. Visions, if you can achieve that, I would really appreciate that. That would be awesome. Pretend Story says, watch it on the big screen. Hell yeah. Well, shout out to all my fans. Hope you guys are all doing well. Shout out to the entire Red Robin staff. Visions, what are you getting at Red Robin? Because me and Sam go to Red Robin sometimes and get something to eat. So I'm just curious, what are you getting? I love their steak burgers. They have great steak burgers. They got normal hamburgers. They have great salads too. And it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I have went to Red Robin. But whenever I do go, it's good eats. It is good eats. Pretend Story says, "Oh man, I wish I was at Red Robin." Well, why don't you get off your ass and go join Visions for a nice home style dinner at Red Robin? I mean, there's still time. You know, I'm sure Visions is not finished with his meal. So I guess Visions is watching this on his cell phone until they put me on the big screen. I'm telling you, Visions, if that happens, if they put me on the screen, you have to take a picture of it. You have to take a picture of it and show it to me. And send it to me. Because I'd be like, oh man, if this is achieved, I said, if this is achieved, then I'll reach a bigger audience and I'll be like, oh shit, I'm on the big screen at Red Robin and everybody's watching me live. So if you can achieve that, Visions, take a picture of it on your phone and send it to me. That would be wild. Because normally Visions sends me pictures of him, like, or not him. He'll send me a picture in his studio while he's working to making products for his website, and then I'm on the TV in the background, which is rad. Vision says, I got the blue ribbon burger with garlic fries and a coffee. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I've had the blue ribbon burger before. It's been a minute though. It's been a minute since me and Sam have went, but that's one of Sam's favorite restaurants. Anyway, shout out to the Fears fans. Shout out to the Fears podcast. I do apologize. I was supposed to do this stream at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So Fears got home. I had a late shift, guys, and we had about 39,000 So that's not that bad. That's kind of in the middle. Um, it was kind of in the middle. So I started working on the HD side like I always do. Just organizing the boxes. And then she goes, "Hey, Fears." She goes, "You feel like working on the line?" And I was like, "Oh man," I'm like, "I haven't worked on the line in quite a while." She goes, "Well, someone's sick, and I need another extra hand." So sometimes I work on the line. It's not like I can't do the line. I just prefer the HD side because for two reasons. One, sometimes I get anxiety if I get behind on the belt because on the belt you got to be quick. You got to be quick. You know, on the HD side I can take as much time as I want. And go at my pace. And two, if you mess up on a truck, like when I first started learning, I messed up a couple of times on the truck, like where you put the boxes inside the truck, and they kind of got on to me. So sometimes it's a lack of confidence, but I've been getting better at the line, and I know how to do it. And she said, "Don't worry," because if you get behind, she goes, "just raise your hand and someone will come and help you." And I guess what? I'm getting better at it. I didn't get behind not once, and I didn't have to ask her. And I haven't done the line like in 3 months. So, pretty proud of myself. But after it, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. So I came home, slept to about 12:40, 1 o'clock ish, and I went, you know what? I'm gonna do a stream. I'm gonna do a stream. Start the week off. So I started like preparing the stream, and then I was like, oh shit! I'm like all the stuff that I didn't do last week. I've been putting off. I was like, Fears, you know what? I'm like, just go out real quick and do it, and then like, and because I didn't think I would be out until this late. I just got back at 7:45, and now it's 8:45. So I didn't think in a million years. Yo, what's up, Pretend Stories? He says, yo, yo, yo. So I didn't think in a million years I would be out that late doing a bunch of errands, but they just kept building up. And I did some errands last week, so I thought, all right, I'll be able to knock this out in about an hour or two, and I'll be back around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No, 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 no. Literally, I went and got some lunch. I had to get the Fears Mobile washed again because apparently where I parked, 3 pigeons was like, "Hey, guess what? Good news! I'm gonna poop all over it." And I was like, "Oh, god damn it!" So I pooped. So I didn't poop. They pooped all over it. Had to get it washed. Went to the post office. Went and got some groceries. Drove out to talk to a friend, and then that talk went into a hangout, and so then I came back, and then I did some errands around the house. Then I went back out again. I had to go to Lowe's uh, and buy some more light bulbs for my apartment. Oh God, what else did I do? I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, got a trim on my hair. Didn't get a full haircut. Got a trim. But I need to get a full haircut soon because it's a growing up there. Came back, then I wrote out all of my St. Patrick's Day cards. So I did a whole lot today. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. Visions, please tell me, please get them to put me on the big screen at Red Robin. I mean, that would just be so cool. Hopefully, I'm sure Visions was kidding about that, but if he actually achieved it, guys, how fucking great would that be? Yo, Richie, what's up, man? How you been? Good to see you, buddy. Richie, I cannot wait. When's the next challenge, buddy? What is the next challenge? You know, what about a macaroni? Um, what about a macaroni shower? You just make a bunch of macaroni and dump it all over you. There you go. I'm sure the fans would love that. What about what about eating 9 bags of Cool Ranch Doritos? There you are. I did see. I saw the orange juice and strawberry syrup challenge. That was the last one I saw. And then I saw the oh, what is it? Oh, what did you eat in the shower? You eat so much in the shower. Oh, pudding. It was pudding, some type of pudding in the shower. So I saw that one. So Richie, I'm slowly but surely catching up. So yeah, but I'll watch some more tomorrow after work because Fears has got to go in to work later on tonight. Yo, Trippa, what's up? What up, pretend stories? What up, heroes? Fun and games says hello or waves hello, hello. Gaming attack Yeti says, you know what, Fears? That's a great idea. Well, I can't take credit for that. It is a good idea, but I mean, Richie is the one that comes up with these amazing challenges. Uh, Fears has only done one of Richie's challenge, which I made up, and just Richie I didn't know if I don't think he had the funds to do it, or I don't know, something was lacking. You know what? I just got to go for it. Let me tell you something. Uh, yes, it was a fun, hilarious challenge, but would Fears ever do something like that again? Probably not. Probably not. So anyway, so that's the reason why this stream is so late, guys. So I apologize. So yeah, I got home and I was like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, it's 7:45. I'm like, I didn't think I'd be out that late doing errands and stuff. Anyway, some updates. I have not seen Sam at work. Like we just haven't been bumping into each other. Like yesterday. Yesterday I left work at like 7:40. So I did a full shift yesterday, and I was like, I went up to Sam, his boss. I was like, "Hey, is Sam here yet?" And then he's like, "Fears," because I actually don't know. And then he said, either he's running late or he decided to take the day off because I'm about to go find out because I'm wondering where he is. So I really hope Sam's all right. Sam did text me, um, not yesterday, but the day before, and he said, "Thanks for the prayers. Thanks for thinking about me. I'm just going through a bunch of stuff." And then he told me yet another thing he's going through, and I can only imagine. I kind of understand what he's going through because two of the things that he's dealing with right now has happened to me. But all the other stuff, he's got a lot of crap going on. So guys, please pray for my buddy Sam. He's going through not just one thing, two things. Like all this stuff that's going on in Sam's life right now. Um, is way more like than my little problem. Because my little problems are always the same thing. Fears, get more hours at work. Fears, find a girl. Fears, deal with your dad's death. Well, that's not little. That's a big thing. That's the biggest thing I'm dealing with. Hey, Fears, deal with your dad's death as best you can. But all the other things that are wrong with Fears' life are peanuts compared to what Sam's going through right now. So, but two things that Sam's going through right now, I can relate to because those two things have happened to me in the past. But man, just show Sam some love, guys. And I know not everyone in the chat is religious, so the people in the chat that are religious, please shoot Sam a prayer. I'm sure Sam would really appreciate that. I would appreciate it. So shoot him some prayers. Shoot him some prayers. Shoot him some blessings. Yo, Larry! He says, "You okay, buddy?" I'm doing all right, Larry. I'm doing okay. I was just a little tired today. Like I said, I was supposed to start the stream at like 1:30 ish, and then I was getting ready for it. And I was like, you know what? I keep putting these fucking errands off. Oh, I'll be done in an hour or two, and then an hour or two turned into holy shit! It's 7:45, and I just got back home. And Visions even wrote me. He said, "Yeah, Fears, whatever. Like I fell for that prank 8 hours ago." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So Visions, I wasn't trying to pull a prank on you. Here I am. I'm gonna do a classic Fears ism that I didn't even make up. Randy made this up. So I was on Fears time, and if you guys don't know what that means, I'll explain. Whenever Fears says, "Oh yeah, I'll do something," sometimes I mean in a couple of minutes. Other times it's in a couple of hours, or more than a couple of hours. So I never mean for it to be like that. Normally, I try to keep my word, because I'm not a liar. I try to keep my word always. So if I mean, hey, I'm going to do it in about 5-6 minutes, usually 10 times out of 12, I'll do it in 5 or 6 minutes. Unless something comes up. Like, I was like, you know what, Fears, you keep putting these fucking errands off. Just get them done. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm like, it'll only take me an hour or two. I'll fucking do them. And then all of a sudden, just while I was out and about, I just kept thinking of more errands to do. And I was like, God damn. So I've been out for quite a while. I can't really go into it, Richie. It's not my place to tell you guys what Sam's going through. Uh, I highly doubt Sam's been streaming because, you know, because of what he's going through. I haven't checked his live stream channel in quite a while, but I'm gonna check it tonight before I go into work. But since he's been going through all this stuff, I've only gotten 2 texts from him. So one, I didn't want to annoy him because he's going through so much, but two, I was like, well, he's like a brother to me. I care, and I feel since I'm older, Sam's only 25 and I'm almost 40. I feel like the older brother, you know. So I had to check in on him, and finally I got a text saying, yeah, fears, I'm dealing with it the best way I can. Something else happened, and this happened. And I was like, oh, man, Sam, another thing? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, damn, man. I said, listen, I said, I'm here. I said, I'm here if you need me. I said, if you want to talk, I'm here, you know, because I've been there, done that, you know, and I'm kind of older, you know. So I said, if you need me, I'm here. If you want to hang out, let me know. I said, but hey, I said, I understand, buddy. I said, take as much time as you need. I said, take as much time as you need. And I said, we'll hang whenever, you know, you want to hang. And I said, we'll go from there. But I said, feel better, buddy. And I hope things get better. So Larry says, what should we pray for? I'm religious, so I can. Like, I don't want to tell you what's going on in Sam's life because it's none of my business, none of your guys' business, unless Sam decides to tell you guys what's been going on. Um, so I don't want to tell you guys his dirty laundry. So I would just pray for him in general, Larry. Just, you know, for things to get better in his life. That I would really appreciate. No, it's not girl problems. It's not girl problems. DVD Blu-ray guy. Question. Question. DVD Blu-ray guy. Are you a new fan or have you always been there? Because it seems like you popped up like when Fears accidentally. So I'm hoping it's not a troll. It seems like you just popped up when Fears bought some bad Blu-rays last week, and then I had to go back to Goodwill, and then I got some better Blu-rays. So I did make it. I did take them back, guys. That's another update. I took them back and said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I made a simple mistake. I thought these would work on my Blu-ray player. They do not work. So I said, can I either exchange them for some other Blu-rays, or can I just get my money back?" I said, because either way, I'm gonna put these back and then grab 5 new Blu-rays that will actually work, and you're gonna get my money anyway. And they said, well, we can do half and half. They said you can do an exchange and we can give you some of your money back, but they said if you're going to just pick 5 Blu-rays, we could add it to store credit. And I was like, do whatever I said, whatever's easier for you. I said, as long as I get my 5 Blu-rays for the week, you know, because I try to do, on the weekends, I try to do a Walmart / Goodwill haul. And for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've been doing that. And it's a lot of fun. Maybe this weekend, because this weekend I'm hanging out with Randall. So maybe this weekend, me and Randall can go to a couple thrift stores. I know Randall this weekend. This is another update before I start the topics. Randall wants to hang out at the mall, and I said that's fine. And I'm going to my favorite store in the mall that Randall lives near. It's called FY. What is it? They don't have them in Missouri. It's like FYE. I know they had one in Arizona when Fears used to live out there. It's either FYH or FYE or some shit like that. They sell nothing but like movies and nerdy shit. It kind of reminds me of Fears' favorite nerdy store in Missouri. Remember Slackers? You guys know what Slackers is. It's in the vlog almost every single time I go back to Missouri. Slackers will never die, and if it does die, I'm gonna be really pissed off. So people that own Slackers, I know you've only got like 3 or 4 locations in the St. Louis, Illinois area. Keep thriving. Don't ever close those fucking doors because I love me some Slacker stores, all right? I've been watching in the shadows, as you say. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. A lot of fans watch in the shadows. Don't feel like you can't talk. And I think it's because people sometimes are afraid that I may block them. And I always tell people, as long as you obey the rules, you won't get blocked. As long as you don't make fun of my family, don't make fun of my friends, don't make fun of my religion, not causing chaos in the chat, you got nothing to worry about. Feel free to talk. But if you do make fun of my family or my religion or my friends or cause chaos, then I'll be like, you're a fucking idiot. You're gone. So it's one simple rule, you know? One simple rule. Just don't do that. But when I saw the HD DVD, I felt I needed to step up and help. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. You were a great assistant. Sorry I missed the grand tree takedown, Fears. Excited for the daylight savings tree. Triple, listen, I love your passion. I love the drive, you know. But Fears is only going to put up one tree a year, and that's around Christmas time. So, yeah. So there won't be any St. Patrick's Day tree. There won't be any Easter tree. I see people do that on Pinterest all the time. Pinterest, they do it. I've seen people do it. Some of my friends on Facebook, they've posted pictures of, hey, we missed Christmas. We felt like just being goofy. Me and my husband put up, an Easter tree, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. There you go. But would Fears ever do that? I don't know. Larry Tate says, you and Randy golfing or doing a drawing stream? We're probably doing a drawing stream because we haven't done a drawing stream in quite a while. Me and Randy, we golf all the time. So I was like, Randy, let's do something different. I said, we always golf, I mean, and that's what it is. It's either FYI or FYE, Blu-ray guy. I cannot remember, but it's a epic store. And I've been there in the vlog before with Randy. I think I went there once alone too, so it's been in the vlog at least once or twice. So yeah, I said, Randy, look, what are you feeling? Randy loves going to the mall, and he's like, Fears, whenever I get stressed out, he goes, oh man, he goes, you pay $20, and he goes, you get like 15, 20 minutes in these massage chairs. So I know we're gonna do the massage chairs because he's been like ranting and raving about it. So I was like, all right, so we can do the massage chairs. So we're going to do that. We're going to get something to eat. And then I told him, I said, well, if we're going to the mall, I said, Randy, we have to check out that epic store that you and me always go into with all the Blu-rays and all the nerdy shit. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, we can make a stop there. So I was like, right on, right on. So that's as much as I've got planned so far. Maybe we'll hit up the beach. I don't know. Because I haven't been to the beach in quite a while. So, yeah. But no golf. No golf. Let's see here. Well, you can put up 2 trees. Soon to be a 3rd tree, right? Halloween, Christmas, and soon to be Thanksgiving. Well, as you guys all know, I kind of mix Halloween and Christmas together because I love this guy right here. I love Jack Skellington, A Nightmare Before Christmas. Visions, since you're goth, I know that you and your girlfriend are all over Jack Skellington. Visions loves Halloween, and Visions, I guess he loves Christmas, right, Visions? I don't know about Christmas, but I know for a fact you love Halloween, Visions. I know you've told me that. I think it's a site that sells collector's. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Fun and Games says that sounds fun. Yeah, it sounds fun. So, plus, I haven't have to hang out with Randy it's been a minute. I think me and Randy hang out all the time online. And he's been in the streams, but Randy's been taking care of his mom. His mom's been a little sick. Plus, his mom is way older than my mom, so Randy's trying to get in as much hangout time with his mom, as possible. So I'm like, listen, Randy, I get it. So, but Randy was like, yeah, I miss you too, Fears. So I said, you know what? So let's just hang out this weekend. So I'm either gonna drive down after work, like Friday afternoon, after I get a snooze, or I may come down like Saturday morning. So. I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, that's what we got planned so far. So yeah. Anyway, what else is going good? My mom's doing good. I talked to her a couple days ago. I need to call good old Grandma Fears. I haven't talked to her in 3 or 4 days, but the last time I did talk to her was like a week and a half ago, and she seems like she's still feeling better, still feeling good. So that's good because uh she got a little sick due to the fact that her doctor, I don't know which doctor, but one of her doctors put her on the wrong heart medicine. Now she's on the right heart medicine, and I guess she wasn't getting enough blood to her heart. It was that, and then the blood was supposed to be flowing forward, like into the heart, and it was like she was getting some blood, but it was like flowing through her heart in reverse. That's what she told me, and I was like, oh well, that's not good. So I was like, well, Grandma, I will pray for you, and I did, and within 2 or 3 days, me and her talked, and she said, I feel way better. They put me on some better heart medicine. I was like, oh, that's good. I'm like, and sometimes, and I had to ask her this question because sometimes my grandma doesn't want me to worry. So I had to ask her, Grandma, do you actually feel better? I said, are you just saying that so I won't worry? She goes, no, I actually feel better. I said, okay, good, good. I'm glad that you feel better. And now she's home, so I need to call her again though. And she's like, oh, when are you coming? I don't know when I'm coming to visit. I said, I always come around my birthday and then do the whole Halloween stuff in Missouri because Halloween in Missouri is way better than Halloween out here. But Orlando has something that Missouri doesn't. In Missouri, we have great haunted houses, but we don't have Halloween Horror Nights in Universal. Holy Jesus! I've only done it once since I was down here, but and that was in 2019, 2020, something like that. It was right before the COVID. Oh no, it was 2019. It was right before the COVID shit. Um, which, by the way, thank God that is getting better and better and better and better. COVID fucking sucked. My God, it was a pain in the ass. So anyway, so all right, let's see here. Vision says they have pickle nickels here at Rob Robin. Oh, do they? Red Robin does have good pickles on their hamburgers and their steak burgers and all that. Do you think it's the same guy from the chat? You know what? It could be Visions. Triple nickel, pickle, wickle, sickle, dickle. He's always in Fears' chat. He's always, farting around somewhere. So, and just like you, Visions, Triple has been a fan for quite a long time. But who is the best fan? I gotta give it up to Visions. Visions is not only a friend, but he's a good loyal fan, and he sent me many things in the mail. So Visions, I think you hold the title of being the best fan so far. So far. Triple says, yeah, that's me. My bad. Well, I see, Triple. I thought you would think it was hilarious. Like Triple's like, hey, Fears, quit trying to put a dickle in my name, Fears. I just thought I would go nuts with it, like trickle, sickle, wickle, dickle, pickle, sickle, nickel, wickle, 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 dickle. You just gotta keep the name flowing, buddy. Vision says thank you for your service. Hey, no worries, no worries, Visions, no worries. Visions, are you out to Red Robin by yourself, or are you with your lady, or are you with your family? I hope you're enjoying dinner, buddy. Hope you're enjoying dinner. Fears had a very boring dinner, very, very, very boring dinner. Yeah, COVID is bad. Do you work in healthcare? And I'm new here. Oh, well, hey, welcome, Fun and Games. I didn't know if you were a new fan. I didn't know if you were an older fan. No, I do not work in healthcare. Just I was saying in general, COVID fucking sucks because it killed a lot of people and then it took away people's jobs. I lost the job that I moved down here for because of fucking COVID. I used to work at Disney and I really enjoyed that job. Uh, but then, like when COVID came around, they were just letting people go left and right. So it sucks. But you never know. I may go back to Disney one day. I'm just messing with you. You got to keep Dickel in your pants, though. Well, obviously, that would never be a problem, Triple. I'm just joking around with you. Making barbecue chicken wraps for dinner. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Let's see what else is going on. I told you guys about Sam. Mom's doing good. Grandma's doing good. I haven't heard from my brother in a while, so I need to give him a call. I'm doing okay. Work's getting better, actually. Work is getting better. We're getting more busier, thank God. We're getting out of this fucking hiatus of, hey, Fears, come in, only work 2 days a week, 3 days a week. I was just like, look, Fears needs to keep his mind occupied. Work. Work me to death. I'm one of those people that loves working. I love working. I love making money. I love being a contributed member of society, you know? Anyway, barbecue chicken wraps, Fears. Wait, barbecue. Oh, ranch! I'm sorry. Ranch. Gotcha. Gotcha. Don't forget the ranch. How could I forget the ranch? I'm sorry. I apologize. A little tired. I slept a lot, but yeah. Anyway, cheers. This fucking thing's in the way, so whenever I take a sip, it's like, and you probably hear everything. Well, thank God, Feeders has got better sound quality. I think that's all the updates. So I think I'm gonna mosey on into the topics. If you guys want to talk about anything, any topics, like I always say, bring up the topics in the chat. You know, I'll look over and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about within reason. You can ask Fears any question you want. All I say is, again, within reason. Obviously, if it's a stupid question or if it's a trolley question, I'm not going to answer it. But I'm an open book, so feel free to ask, like I said, within reason, anything you want. All right. So I think that's everything. I don't think I talked about Sam, talked about my mom, brother, did all the errands. Oh, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Fears finally finished all of his St. Patrick's Day cards for my family, so be sure to get yourself a green shirt, or somebody will come out of the shadows and pinch you. We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day next month in January. Then, in April, we've got Easter, so Fears has already bought an Easter shirt for church. It's green with little coconut drinks all over them. I think I showed it to you guys on stream. So yeah, let's see. Tell me a better combo than that. There isn't one. You know what? I gotta agree. That's a pretty epic combo. I like some type of barbecue sauces, not all. Um, and then you guys know I love ranch. You've never heard of St. Patrick's Day cards? Like they're St. Patrick's greeting cards. You know, for every they have cards for almost every holiday. Except for like the little ones, like Arbor Day and fucking, Groundhog's Day. But yeah, they have greeting cards for Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, all the biggies. All the biggies. Richie says, will you ever bring the coffee shop streams back? I wouldn't mind doing one. But again, Richie, the reason why there's a couple reasons why I don't do the coffee shop streams anymore. One, it's so much cheaper for Fears to make his own coffee. You know? Second, sometimes at the coffee shop, the internet craps out. My internet is better here. I will admit, though, sometimes Fears' internet craps out. It's just the area that I live in. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Three, unfortunately, every once in a blue moon, not every single time, but once in a blue moon, when I'm at the coffee shops, the fucking idiot trolls will be like, oh, we'll be clever. We'll be, tongue in cheek. We'll be cheeky, and we'll call the fucking store and ask for, is my brother there? My brother. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not your brother. I'm not your friend. You're a fucking troll up your ass. And so then I feel bad because then they not only do they lie to the barista staff, but then they take away from them working. And I don't want my idiot trolls annoying the staff. I don't want them, because they're working as hard as they can and they're just trying to make a living like everybody else. And I'm like, I don't want some idiot calling the store and wasting their time. So that's another reason why I don't do it. But Richie, if I do a coffee stream, it'll have to be, for a very special occasion. So I think, like, I know for a fact, whenever Fears goes into St. Louis, I always do a coffee shop stream at the OG, the original coffee shop that started Fierce's streaming career. I always do one there. So yeah, but it's just so much easier to do them here. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm not bothering anyone. They're not bothering people. For the most part, my internet stays pretty constant. All right, I think that's everything. I keep saying, I keep thinking of all. I hadn't done a stream in a little while, so I had to update you guys on a bunch of stuff. So yeah. All right. So first topic. I was gonna do this last time, but I completely forgot. So we'll start with it, so I don't forget about it this time. So Visions, you're gonna love this. My obsession with cheesy movies. Where did it start? What is it all about? Why do I like cheesy movies? All that stuff. And I gotta say, I think it started when I very first watched Halloween. Because now when I watch Halloween back now, it is a fun, cheesy kind of horror movie. And it's very outdated, the 1978 Halloween with Michael Myers. But it's a classic. It's classic. Like, I would consider the first Halloween a classic. But when I first watched it, when I was 15, 16, it scared the bejesus out of me. I think I watched it at a friend's house when I was 15 or 16, because I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies until I was 16. So I had not watched a horror movie unless I caught one around Halloween time on the TV, because sometimes they would put horror movies um, on television. So every once in a while, when I was clicking through the channels, I would see a little bit here and there. But I did not watch a full horror movie straight through until I was 16. Just my parents wouldn't allow it. Now I've seen almost every horror movie in existence. Almost. There's some things I won't watch. Pixel and Visions told me about some fucking human centipede one. That sounded gross, and I refuse to watch that shit. Like somebody, Visions. Wait, no, it was Pixel said, "Oh, Fierce, it's nuts. Like someone has their mouth sewn up to someone's asshole," and I was like, "Why the fuck would I watch that?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm good. I'm not watching that. Pretty creepy, pretty crazy. I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, that doesn't sound appealing to me. Uh, now, now, blood gnomes. That's another one I need to watch. Visions told me about blood gnomes. That sounds fucking hilarious. Like little garden gnomes that suck people's blood. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. So, anyway, so it stemmed from me watching Halloween, and I don't know. Then I ventured off and started watching a little bit of this, and I started watching a little bit of that, and it just grew and grew and grew. And then the more like cheesy movies. So it's not just horror movies. That any type of cheesy movie, Fears loves, because I was just like, in my brain, I was like, why would they spend their money making this crap when they could spend their money better and make a better movie? But thank God Hollywood wasted some of their money and made all these cheesy movies, because oh man, there's some classics. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, one of the cheesiest movies I've ever seen in my life. Thank God Visions told me about Chopping Mall. My lung almost protruded out of my chest because I was laughing so hard at Chopping Mall. Especially about the fucking hilarious, annoying guy that chews gum all the way through it until the fucking robot kills him. And then, like, he's having sex with, like, this girl, and she's like, "Oh, go get me a pack of cigarettes." And he's like, "Why don't you get your own fucking goddamn cigarettes?" She's like, "Well, I'll tell you what." She goes, "Either you get me some cigarettes, or you won't have these anymore." And she has perfectly, like, symmetrical, epic breasts. So, I would probably go get cigarettes, too, if some girl told me to do that. I'd be like, "Ooh." So he's like, and then she's like, "Oh, I think his name's Dave or some shit. I can't remember." And she's like, "Hey, Dave, hurry back." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, count on it." Yeah, but Dave does not hurry back. What does he do? He's fucking, like, fiddling around with his fucking hair and shit. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, he gets killed. You fucking moron. Why did you fiddle with your hair? Anyway. So I think that's where it stems from. My obsession. Because the more I watched, I was like, well, these are hilarious. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch another one. I'll watch another one. and then all of a sudden it just kind of like took over Fears' life. So, but part of it, I think Visions played a big. Me and Visions have only Visions. How long have we been friends? 3 or 4 years now, right? Something like that. But Visions told me about some classic ones. If it wouldn't have been for Visions, I never would have heard about Blood Gnomes. I never would have heard about Chopping Mall, Chud, which I have yet to watch. But I gotta say, Visions, when I watched the trailer for Chud 2, the trailer for Chud 1 is great, but the trailer for Chud 2 is even more great. When I saw that zombie sitting in that bathtub, bathing himself, I fucking lost my goddamn mind. Like, Veers' brain almost popped out of my fucking skull. I was on the ground fucking dying. I was like, first of all, I'm like, why the fuck would a zombie be in a bathtub? Second of all, I'm like, why the fuck would he be bathing himself? He's fucking dead. He's a rotting corpse. It just makes no damn sense. But, again, these cheesy movies, oh my god. They are great. They are epic. They are hilarious. So, yeah. Vision says dinner was good. Hope stream has been good too. Oh, it's been good. It's been good. Well, Visions, have you been you've been watching right on your phone because you're now have you left the restaurant and you're back home now? Let's see. A pretend story says Mind Killer. Oh, I've never seen that one. Pretend stories. I've never seen Mind Killer, but that sounds hilarious. And you know what, Visions? Another one that I have to watch. It's on your Instagram, where I keep forgetting the name of that movie. That hilarious girl. She's running through a cornfield and she's got massive fucking big breasts, and she's running through a cornfield, and then some crazy, like uh scarecrow guy. I don't know if he's half scarecrow, half human. Like kills her. What's the name of that fucking movie? What is the name of that fucking movie? Because when I saw that clip, Visions, I was like, oh, I have to watch this. So yeah, yo, Salt Sticks. That's quite the title. That's quite the name. He says, "Hey Fears, how are you? I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Can't wait for Fears Man 5. Oh, me too. We're getting slowly but surely we're getting there. Since Randall's got a new computer, hopefully it should speed up the process. Because Randall told me Salt Sticks that the main reason why it was taking forever is because for him to do like 5 or 6 drawings on his old computer was so old that doing 4 or 5 drawings would take like 13 hours to process because his old computer was that damn old. But now that he's got a brand new and improved computer, it's brand new. He's only had it for like a month. Hopefully it'll speed up the process. So I can't wait either. Randy did drop me some new photos today, so we're getting close to the end. So I can't wait either. So yeah. So shout out to now again. I have to ask you, Salt Stick. Are you new? Are you new to the channel too, or have you been watching from the shadows? So yeah. Anyway, well, Visions, I'm glad that you had a good dinner, buddy. You didn't tell me. Were you out and about with your family, or were you out and about with Mrs. Visions, or did you just decide, hey, you know what? I'm fucking hungry. I'm just gonna go myself and just get a good fucking steak burger from Red Robin. By the way, they have great burgers, guys. So if you've never went to Red Robin, check it out because man, good stuff. Good eats, good stuff. I mean, I've tried almost everything on their menu. I've tried their chicken sandwich. Good. Good, good, good. I've tried their steak burgers. Good. I've tried their normal burgers. Good. I've tried their salads. I've been watching from the shadows. A lot of people have been watching from the shadows. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, you know what, Salt Sticks? I will give you my spiel, just like I told the DVD Blu-ray guy. I don't know. I don't know if the DVD Blu-ray guy is still here, but um, feel free to talk. I just have one rule, and there's a lot of sub rules in that one rule. Don't make fun of my friends. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of my family. Don't make fun of my religion. Don't cause chaos in the fucking chat. And then you won't be blocked. It's really that simple, you know? There's sometimes people that come in and they're like, oh, I know what I'll do. Like, oh, I'll cause fucking chaos in Fears' life. Yeah, I'll fucking type this. Oh, yeah, I'll type that. I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Bye, you're gone. You would think they would get it after, oh God, how many times have I blocked Quentin? But I'll be honest, Quentin's been on his best behavior. I have not seen him in ages, so that's good. Maybe he got it through his thick fucking skull. You stay over there, because you hate me. I'll stay over here, because I hate you. And we won't have to be in each other's lives, thank God. But now that I said that, watch it in about a week or two. Oh, hey, Fears, what's going on? You know, I'll be like, oh God, this motherfucker's back. But I gotta be honest, he's been on his best behavior, so hey, keep it up, Quentin. There we are. But yeah, I don't know, they never seem to get tired of trolling me, but I try not to talk about them because the less you talk about them, the less they write stupid shit in the comments. So there it is. So yeah. Well, welcome, Salt Sticks. Welcome. I gotta ask, how did you come up with that? Salt Sticks. Salt Sticks. Pretty funny name. But yes, Fears Man 5 is coming. It's coming. So hang in there. Hang in there. Let's see what else. What else? So Visions, thank you, for helping me with my obsession for cheesy movies. But I gotta say, Visions, when I get back into town, Fears has got to find a couple of movies. I found a cheesy movie by myself. Um, while I was looking for Surf 2, which is hilarious. It's about a bunch of Halloween surfers that turn into zombies and they don't care about eating brains. All they care about is just like fucking surfing. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. So I got to get that one, Visions. I have to get Chud 1 and Chud 2, so I'll be on the lookout for that. I should have bought that car movie, Visions, the one that you had on your list. Visions one night download Visions. How many fucking movies did you download that night? You showed me a list. It was like almost 80 movies on that fucking list. And so I kind of went down the list because Visions took a picture of his list and showed it to me. And I'm like, all right, that one sounds hilarious. That one sounds hilarious. And all of a sudden I got down to about mid and it said the car. And I was like, oh shit, I could have bought that last time I was in St. Louis, Visions. And I should have. But then I found something better. I found Jack Frost Part 2, The Revenge of the Killer Mutant Snowman. I was like, listen, the car can wait. I have to watch this shit. But, which, by the way, I haven't had time to watch it yet. It's right over there waiting for Fears. It's on my shelf, so I'll get around to it. Because then I have to review it for you guys. So I'll get around to it, Visions. But, so I'm on the lookout to find the car. And then, as I was looking for Surf 2, I found a cheesy movie. And you guys get ready for this. Surf Nazi Ninjas. Surf Nazi Ninjas. It is fucking over with. And the front cover is great. There's this girl kind of going like that, and she's on a fucking surfboard. Then behind her, on a fucking tidal wave, is I guess he's like a cyborg because in one hand he's got a fucking machine gun and he's firing it up in the air, and then on the other hand he has like a robotic like hand, and there's a fucking claw comes out of his hand or some shit. So I'm like, he's a robotic Nazi. So he's a cyborg Nazi surfer. I'm sorry, a cyborg Nazi zombie surfer. So it had a whole bunch of shit going on. I was like, oh, I don't care what the fuck this thing is. I'm like, I have to find out what this is. So I'm Visions. I'm on the lookout for that one too. So yeah. Well, Visions, I'm glad you had a good dinner, buddy. You didn't tell me if you went out alone or if you were. Obviously you were probably with your girlfriend. So I hope you guys had a good dinner, buddy. So right on. Right on. So yeah, so those are like the next things that Fears has to find out in movie world. And again, I told Visions this. I'm like, I don't know. Chud 1 and Chud 2 sounds so hilarious. I may have to buy those even before I get to Missouri. Salt Stick says, hey, that's a nice mug. Oh, well, thanks. I bought it a couple of weeks ago at Walmart. It says, seriously spooky right here. Good old Jack Skellington. Salt Sticks, you probably already know this since you said you've been a fan for quite a while. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. They need to make a live action version of it. The Fears would love to see it. But would it be as good as the cartoon? I don't know. But I'd love to see it. Oh, and I have to end this rumor. Well, it's not really a rumor. Pixel said something in the Discord which was half right and half not right. So, Pixel, I'm not outing you. I just want to tell people. He said that Fears doesn't really like sequels. It depends. As we all know, original movies are better than sequels. And what is a sequel? It's basically them trying to recreate what they did in the first one, add a little bit more story, make it a little bit better. So sometimes I like a sequel. But for the most part, I like original content better. But every once in a while, like The Godfather, great movie. And I gotta admit, The Godfather Part 2 and Part 3, pretty good. Ghostbusters 2, it's good, but it's not as good as Ghostbusters 1. But I still like Ghostbusters 2. Vigo the Carpathian, the fucking pink slime. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But again, then there's some other sequels where like, hey, Fears, did you see that sequel? And I'm like, oh, God, that was fucking pure shit garbage. I'm like, I'll never watch that fucking sequel again. But me and Randall had this many discussions. I love the Terminator series. Terminator 1, fucking epic. Terminator 2, fucking epic. Terminator 2 is just as good as Terminator 1. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's fucking amazing. So good. So good. So, Pixel, you were half right and half wrong. Not judging though, not trying to call you out, buddy, but I wanted to crush that rumor. So, does Fears hate sequels all the time? No. No, 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 no. But but yeah. Vision says, "Yo, Fears, I'm still driving. Well, I gotta say, why didn't you and Mrs. Vision's babe hop on on the hog, man? Like you got a motorcycle, put her on the back of that fucking hog and fucking drive the motorcycle to the fucking dinner. You know what I'm saying? There it is. There it is. Oh, wow. Vision said, hey, Fears, those idiots did not put you on the TV. Well, how dare they? Unbelievable. That's a simple request. Hey, put my best buddy Fears, my best streamer, my best vlogger, my buddy, my pal, on the TV for a couple of minutes. And I guarantee you, Vision's such a cool fucking guy. You would have left them a big tip. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. You know what I would have done, Visions? I would have been like, hey, up your ass! Put me on the fucking TV, you son of a bitch! That's right. Why? Now, because Fears said it. I'm Fears! I can get away with anything! No, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. I'm just joking. Half of what comes out of my mouth, I'm usually just joking. Well, you know what, Visions? At least you gave it that try, that good old college try. You know what I'm saying? You win some, you lose some, but yeah. Yeah. And speaking of tips, Fears usually leaves a tip. Usually. But there's been times where I've just been like this, and I'm just like shaking my head like, wow, your service was horrible. You're not getting a tip. Or if I do leave a tip, it's like fucking 25 cents or some shit, If it's horrible, horrible, horrible service, I usually give them either barely nothing or zero. If it's great service, Fears leaves some good tips. Like I've left the biggest tip I've ever left, and I was on a date. I'm not going to tell you which ex I was with, but I was with an ex, and we were at this amazing restaurant. The service was bloody fantastic, and I left a $20 tip. I was like, so I think that's the biggest tip I've ever left in my life. But yeah. Visions, I saw your comment in the Discord. Apparently, Heroes, if you're still watching, apparently Heroes went to this convention last weekend. And apparently, I guess it was horrible. I saw in the Discord, Heroes was not satisfied with it. And they were charging astronomical prices for everything. That's why, Heroes, if you're still watching, I had a bad vibe about it. I just kind of looked at it and I said, one, I'm trying to save money. Two, I'm just not in the convention mood this weekend. Because Fears has been depressed for a couple of months. I'm trying to get out of the depression. I finally edited a vlog, which, by the way, I forgot to upload. I fell asleep 2 days ago. And then when I finally did upload it, I had to go somewhere. I should have left my computer on, but I had a brain fart and I closed down my computer. And then when I came back, I was like, "Oh, Fears, you're a fucking idiot. If you turned off your computer while you're uploading some, obviously it's going to affect the upload process. You're an idiot, Fears." So I'm going to upload it tomorrow because it's too late tonight. I'd rather upload it like in the afternoon so then everybody can enjoy it. So yeah. Anyway. But yeah. Well, at least you tried, Visions. At least you tried. Oh well. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Anyway, Visions. If you get chance, tell me the name of that fucking movie that's on your Instagram, buddy. The one with the hot half naked chick with like double D breasts running through a cornfield, and some crazy maniac like straw man scarecrow is like chasing her and like kind of bludgeons her to death. Is he either bludgeons her to death or chops her up? Something. But I see it on your Instagram all the time. Every once in a while, I'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a little looky. I need to watch that movie. Excuse me. I need to get a Kleenex. I'll be right back. Whew. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. All right. So hopefully that answers everybody's question. That's my obsession with cheesy horror movies. So it kind of stemmed from Visions, but then when I first watched Halloween when I was 16 years old, I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And then I was like, oh, I'll probably watch another cheesy movie. But it's not just horror movies that are cheesy that Fears loves. It's other funny like comedy, anything cheesy. The more cheesy it is, the more I laugh. I don't know, and then it kind of became an obsession. So Fears does like good quality movies. Like, let's see, the last high quality movie that I watched. Let's see here. Let's see. I'd say the last like one that I saw in the theaters that was half good and half bad was probably Halloween Ends. Because there's some scenes that I like in Halloween Ends, and other scenes I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole fucking like, oh, I'll be Michael Myers' apprentice. He's a goddamn psycho killer. Get the fuck out of there. He's gonna kill you. He's not gonna take you under his reins and shit. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? You know? So, but for all the bad scenes, there's some great scenes in it. So that's the last one I've seen in the theater. I Fears needs to go to the movies more. Visions tells me that he goes all the time and he has this thing where you can watch as many movies as you want. I think in a given month or whatever it is. Visions, you said you sign up, you have to buy like a little card or something. I need to invest in that. I need to go to my local movie theater and say, hey, do you guys have like a thing where you can? Because I never actually asked them, Visions, but one of these days, Fears will get back to the movie theaters and do like a movie theater vlog. Because that's the last movie theater vlog I did was me going to see Halloween Ends, and it's like I filmed a real quick one. I think it's like 3 minutes long, and it actually got a lot of views. It got like 200 views, probably because it's so like such a quick movie, such a quick uh, vlog. I always tip 20%. Well, there you go. Like I said, if it's great service, I will give them a good tip because I know I've worked in a restaurant before. I've been a waiter before. I've been a hostess. I've been a busboy. I've done all that crap. Most of those jobs you work on tips. But now that I don't, now that I have a better job, and now that I'm the customer, I'm just like, all right. Fears has one rule: good quality service, good quality tip. Bad service, barely anything of a tip. Most people are like that. If you get bad service, Like, why would I give them a good tip? The service was fucking horrible. Later, no. So yeah, so that's where me and DVD Blu-ray guy, disagree. You know, I've been, or I'm sorry, not a hostess. That's a girl. I've been a host. Sorry, pretend stories. I've been a host before. And a host is the simplest job at the restaurant. You greet people at the door. You say, hey, how many? Oh, you've got 4 in your party? Great. You write it down, party of 4. And then you call them. Like, oh, it's going to be a 15-minute wait. Then after 15 minutes, all right, party of 4, such and such's name. Okay, come with me. You seat them down. You give them all the silverware. If not, the silverware is already on the table. And say, your waiter, such and such, will be with you in 2 minutes. Boom. Then you go on to the next person. So yeah, I've done that before. Pretend stories. I have. Uh, Sadly, I've done all those jobs. Fears has done a lot of crappy jobs. I've done a lot of good jobs before, but starting off in my younger youth, uh, we all go through. And you know what? And the first job ever that my dad did was my first job. My dad's first job ever was McDonald's. Fears' first job ever was McDonald's. I think everybody's first job is some type of fast food. That I only worked there for a year, and after a year, I was like, all right, I've had enough of this. So, and then thank God, my best buddy Eric was working at a car wash, and he said, Fears, quit that job. You'll make more money in tips if you come over here. Plus, that was a cool job because I got to work with my buddy Tom worked there. My buddy Trent worked at that car wash at one time until he found a better job. My buddy Jesse worked there, and my buddy Eric. So we were all kind of like working at the car wash, just kind of hanging out, farting around, and pulling pranks on each other. All in all, it was a good job, but man, Fears in his younger youth was lazy. It was a good job because my friends were there, but I'll be honest, I hated working at the car wash. And that was the first time I got fired. Like, I literally just stood around because at the car wash, it was half inside and half outside. And normally, it was long hours in the hot sun, like drying someone's car off, and I was like, fuck this. So I just stood by the fan, I remember, and all of a sudden my boss was like, Fears, I don't pay you to stand by the fan. Because, standing by the fan was, the coolest spot at the car wash. I was like, all right, I'll just stay here, and I'm like, I'll do something when I have to. But man, I was so arrogant and lazy back then. I'm astounded that I didn't get uh, fired quicker. I think I worked at the car wash for like a year or two before he said, all right, Fears, I've had enough. And I didn't even care that he fired me. I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to work at this job anymore. In retrospect, I wish I would have tried a little harder because, like, Eric called me and he was like, Fears, what happened? You got fired? I was like, yeah. I'm like, it just wasn't working out, buddy. I said, it's cool working with you and Trent and Jesse and stuff, but I said, the car wash, it's just not my thing. And he's like, yeah, man, I came into work and you were gone. I said, yeah, buddy. I said, I guess they got sick and tired of me standing by the fan. So I said, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And he's like, yeah, man. You'll find your own little niche. So Fears was quite lazy as a teenager. And only when I got to college I was like, oh shit, the real world is a knocking. I better get my thumb out of my ass and do something. Let's see. DVD Blu-ray guy says, I always tip. You never know what's going on in the person's life at the moment. That's true. And sometimes the restaurant is so busy they can't help it. They live on tips. I know they do live on tips, and I don't want to stiff them. I don't know. It has to be good service. I understand people are going through all their all their shit, but the reason why people go to a restaurant is to have a fun atmosphere, to have dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever they're eating there. And either you go by yourself or you go with your family or you go with your wife or whoever. And if they don't make that good atmosphere, then why would I give them a tip? So I agree with everything that DVD Blu-ray guy says, but hopefully he understands where I'm coming from. All right. So moving on. First review. Whoop! The $6 Million Man. Classic television show. Check this out. 5 seasons, 100 episodes, 6 TV movies. So not only do you get not only do you get all of the episodes, but they started the series off with 3 TV movies. So in the first 3 TV movies, you find out why Steve Austin has to have bionics, what happened to him, the crash, all that shit. So at first they were like, I don't know if this would be a good television show. They said, well, let's do some TV movies, and if people pick it up, then we'll make it a series. So they did 3 TV movies, and people really enjoyed it. So they're like, oh yeah, and then they started doing the series, and then after the series was completed, people were kind of bummed, like, oh man, after 5 seasons, no more Steve Austin. So then they made 3 more TV movies, and um, the 3 ones that they made after was oh, where is it? The Return of the Bionic Man. I'm sorry, the Return of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. The second TV movie was uh, the Bionic Woman versus the $6 Million Man, and then the third one was Ever Bionic, which is when they are Bionic Ever After, when Steve Austin finally marries Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman. So yesterday, Fears finally watched the final TV movie, which they end the series on finally Steve Austin marrying his high school sweetheart, Jamie Summers, and they live happily ever after, and they get married, and there it is. So I will say the last 3 TV movies, very cheesy, very horrible. The first 3 TV movies, amazing, amazing. The 5 seasons, great. Great, great, great. I will say this, though. They did too many episodes of Steve Austin versus Bigfoot. There's like 10 episodes of him battling it out with Bigfoot. The first time, you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool idea, like him battling it out with Bigfoot. The second one, like, all right, yeah, I don't mind a sequel every once in a while. The third time, okay, right on. All right, yep, 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 yep. The fifth time, all right, this is getting kind of fucking annoying. Seventh time, whew, wow, they need to make another idea. We need a new idea. The 10th time, too many, buddy. Too many Bigfoot. Too many Bigfoot episodes, I must say. But besides that, definitely a 9 out of 10. This is classic Americana. Fears loves. They don't make television shows like this anymore. And I've told you guys this before. The reason why Fears likes a lot of the old TV shows is because they put more thought, they put more effort into it. TV shows today, I don't know, they just don't have the niche, that extra special something that these old television shows had. Like, I remember sitting down, I've told you guys this story a million times, sitting down with my dad watching Star Trek The Next Generation with him, sitting down with my dad watching fucking MacGyver. Like MacGyver was so smart, he's like, hey, fuck you, villains, I don't need a gun. Like, you people are so stupid. I'm smarter than you. I'll just use my trusty pocket knife. I'll make a fucking bomb and I'll blow the fucking closet door away and I'll just walk out because you people are fucking idiots. And like, MacGyver had like 6 degrees under his belt. That's how smart he was. He's like, my most powerful, weapon against you guys. I don't need a gun. I don't need a gun. My most powerful weapon is my brain. And he would make all these elaborate traps and shit. It's fucking great. They don't make television shows like that anymore. They need to bring back that stuff, that good quality to television shows. And I've told you guys this, the last one I watched, you guys are probably getting sick and tired of me saying it, but it is. It's a good TV show. I finally found a good TV show. I rented all of the seasons of Gotham, and I watched it a couple months ago, and I was like, all right, yeah, this is good. I'm like, for a new TV show, I rented all of the seasons from my library, and my library is pretty close to my house. Sat down and watched the whole thing of Gotham. I haven't bought it yet, Visions. I need to. It was a good TV show. I need to get it into my collection. And Randall loves Gotham, and Randall called me and said, Fierce, when did you watch the whole? He goes, you didn't tell me that you watched the whole thing. I said, I didn't think I needed to, buddy. I'm like, I just, was at the library, and I said I returned some movies because some movies they have at the library that are not in my collection. So I said I just was kind of wandering around the library, and I thought, oh, this will look good. I'm like, it seems good. I'm like, hey, I'll give it a go. So I watched the first season, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, that was pretty good. I said, all right, when I go back to the I said, when I go back to the library next time, I'll get the second season. Got the second season. And then after the second season, I was like, all right, I'm fully committed. And so then I watched every single season. And I got to say, it was pretty good. But most television shows, they don't have that special something for fears to, sit down and watch the whole thing. But all those old television shows, they put more effort into it. Like, to make this was probably a really expensive television show because he's always blowing something up. He's always on a secret mission. He's always saving the damsel in distress. He's always up to something. And it has probably one of the coolest intros I've ever seen. Like, it sets the tone. And they don't do any of those cool intros anymore for television shows. It's like, heck, an intro today is like 30 seconds. Like, they put a lot of work. It was like a short movie back then, the intro. Because back then, they had to set up the intro for the whole show to get people interested. Like, oh, all right, the $6 Million Man, what the fuck is this about? Well, watch the intro and you'll find out. And the intro is only like a minute long, but it tells you everything that you need to know in 1 minute, and then it got people invested into the show. And it starts off like Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive. And then you see him like crash, and then he's like on the operating table. And then you just hear some guy in the background go, gentlemen, we have the technology. We can rebuild him, and shit like that. So already people are like, oh, wow, this is nuts. Like, ooh, what's going to happen next? So you gotta catch the audience quick. They don't do that anymore. They don't. Sadly, they don't. It's just like, hey, fucking watch the show. And people are like, oh, all right, whatever. And sadly, TV shows are getting few and few these days because people can stream anything. People can Hulu everything, all that crap. You know, or they'll download it or they'll fucking watch it on YouTube. Like, oh yeah, I don't need to buy it. Oh, let's watch the whole series on YouTube. Fears actually likes having a hard copy. I'm like I said, sometimes I'm stubborn. Sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks. Sometimes with Fears you can't. I'm kind of stubborn on some things. Some things like I'll never get an iPod. You guys know this. Never, never. Well, that's true, Blu-ray, and sometimes it's not. I will give them this. Sometimes TV shows, not all TV shows are bad. Like The Walking Dead, that's movie quality. Fear the Walking Dead, movie quality. I saw 1 or 2 episodes of The Last of Us, definitely movie quality. I've never played the game though, but I've watched heroes play The Last of Us. Not every single stream, but I've seen him play quite a few of them. And I was like, The Last of Us, yeah, pretty good game. And the episodes that I watched, pretty good. So yeah, so I will say that. So not every TV show, they don't put effort into it. I'm just saying, like from back then Blu-ray to now, back in the day they put effort into almost every television show back in the day. Today, you only see them put effort into TV shows here and there. But I do agree with you. Some TV shows, like The Walking Dead, was epic. They put a lot of effort into that. Zombies everywhere, special effects, movie quality. Hell, they should make The Walking Dead into a movie. But I'm telling you, every single episode was, whoo! I just started watching the new version of MacGyver. That's definitely movie quality. That's definitely movie quality. Again, I like the old MacGyver, but a friend was like, Fears, I know you love fucking MacGyver, and I had no idea they made another version of it. It's not a sequel. They basically they just changed a couple of things, like Jack Dalton, which is MacGyver's friend. They don't make him a pilot in the like in the old one. He was like a fighter pilot, like a retired pilot, and he helped MacGyver on some missions, and he owned his own airfield, and he like went on and did like like little pilot missions and shit. In the new MacGyver, he's not even a pilot. He's just MacGyver's like sidekick guy that helps him on the missions, and like Jack Dalton's got like a side business, and I forgot what his side business is, but yeah. So But yeah, again, Blu-ray, I will agree on that a little bit. He says, just speaking purely on the grounds of production value, shows today blow old TV shows out of the water. Some don't. Like, this is classic Americana. If they tried to remake the $6 Million Man today, yes, they've got more money today. Yes, they've got better special effects. But for its time, this was a high quality film. I'm not film, high quality television show. It had everything. It had like amazing guest stars, amazing scenes. They did have some effects in this. It was like cutting edge back then, and they filmed the $6 Million Man mostly through the '60s, but it ended in the '70s. And then all the TV movies, the last TV movies were all filmed like late '80s, early '90s. So yeah, yep. So I agree a little bit with Blu-ray, but I disagree on some things. But agree to disagree. We all have our own opinions. He's allowed to have his opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion. So yeah. Where did you hear that word Americana? You've been saying it a lot lately. I don't remember where I heard it from, but when I say classic Americana, that means like when you think of like what America is, you know, some TV shows label like get it really good. You know what I'm saying? It's not just TV shows. Like when you think of America, you think of baseball. A baseball, it's the great American pastime. That's American. That's America. When you think of when I think of America, all our military, that's America. My dad served. When you think of television shows, that's quite America. Like this is definitely one of them. Like in the movie, he's an astronaut and he's very patriotic. And even though he got into a horrible accident, they rebuild him and like he's 20 times better than when he started. And he like goes on missions and stuff. So yeah, I know what it means. I'm just saying you've been saying it a lot lately. Well, that's the reason why I'm saying like Fears is very patriotic. I love being American. I love my country. If I ever had to go serve, I would. Again, no disrespect to my dad. I'm just not the military type. But I give it up to all the war vets all the time. Anytime I see a veteran, I'm just like, hey, thanks for your service. So if I had a choice, I wouldn't serve. But if I had to, like if they had a draft or whatever, and they're like, oh, we need soldiers, I would do it if I had to. Hell yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so what would I rate the $6 Million Man? Oh, definitely 9 out of 10. I highly suggest watching it. If you guys have never seen it, it's so good. Like I said, the only thing that I kind of have a problem with it, way too many episodes, and I mean way too many episodes of the $6 Million Man battling it out with the fucking Bigfoot. They had at least 9 or 10 episodes of him battling it out with that guy. I'm like, we get it. You battled Bigfoot. Time to move on. You don't need 10 episodes of him battling it out. It was literally like Bigfoot versus Steve Austin. The return of Bigfoot. Bigfoot versus Steve Austin, part 3, part 4. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, are you kidding me? Another episode? Yes, Fear sat through all 10 episodes of the Bigfoot. But then they had a lot of other like there's time travel in it. He deals with aliens from the future. He deals with aliens from another planet. So there's a little bit of everything. So it's quite the television series. Anything that can happen, he deals with like local legends and stuff. He time travels. So yeah, it's definitely and I always loved all the space missions that they did because he was an astronaut, and then after he gets hurt, he's a former astronaut, and he's a big celebrity. And then he's even more of a celebrity because he's got bionics in him, and he has to keep that a secret because no one can know that he's a bionic man. So, do I recommend it? Yes. You need to have some time though, set aside though, because it's a lengthy process to watch. So it's took me probably 2 or 3 months to watch 5 seasons of 100 episodes, not one, not two, but 6 TV movies. That's a lot of watching. Whoo! That is a lot, my friends. That is a lot. So, set aside. Same thing with like the Lord of the Rings. Each one of those movies is fucking 3 hours. So if you watch Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3, you're gonna need a good 9 hours. Buh. Anyway, so it is a good show. Definitely 9 out of 10. Classic Americana. Classic hero. Steve Austin all the way. Epic TV intro. One of the greatest TV intros I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. It's so good. So if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. I think you can find all the episodes, or at least almost all the episodes, on either on Amazon or Hulu, or not Amazon, Hulu, and all those streaming things. Or I think I've watched before I bought that. I watched some of them on YouTube. So I don't know if all the series is on YouTube, but you can find some. DVD guy says Lord of the Rings is the best ever. I listen. I got to admit, I love the first three. I will say this, Blu-ray guy, I have not seen The Hobbit and all those prequels, because now there's a prequel, and I think the prequel is 3 hours too. So now you need a couple more hours to watch the whole series. But I haven't watched The Hobbit yet, but it's on my to-do list. But I have seen Lord of the Rings Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, and I gotta say they're pretty good. Pretty good. And it didn't cost me an arm and a leg to buy the fucking 3-pack. I found uh it in a combo DVD, all three of them, and I found it at Goodwill, and I got it for $2. It was either $1 or $2, or oh no, wait, I think with tax it was like $2.50. So I got it for a pretty good deal. Fear's always trying to get those good deals. Like I said, Visions, you are quite correct. Like when you were, apparently, I guess Heroes did not have a good time at that convention, guys. He said it was priced too much. All they had was Pokemon cards there. And he said there was too many Pokemon cards, and I guess each card they were charging $200, $300, $400. And Visions looked at Yakov in the Discord and said, "Oh well, Fears would have got him for 50 cents." And then I commented back and said, "Hell yeah, I would. Hey, to be honest, I'd probably get them for cheaper because Fears is the master at negotiations, master at getting those good deals." So if I would have been there, those vendors would have feared me. I've been like, "Look, there's no way I'm paying $300 for a card, you son of a bitch. It's a card. Let's talk a couple of dollars. Let's talk a couple of cents." And then like, "Fears, that's not going to happen." I'm like, "Look into my eyes. It will happen. It will happen. You may not think it's going to happen, but it will happen." So let's get into let's start the negotiation process right here, right now. So yeah. Oh yes. But yes, do I highly suggest that television show? Oh yes. It is a good TV show. It's great. It's pretty epic. $6 Million Man. To end the stream, I don't think I've watched it a lot of times, but I don't think I've ever reviewed John Carpenter's The Fog. It is, talk about a great movie. Whoo! That is a great movie, guys. That is a great movie. Is it Fears' favorite movie? No, but it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. Um, First of all, the storyline so good. It's an old classic ghost story legend. Takes place in a small little boating community town. Not much going on in that town. Uh, it's got some. It's got some great cameos in it. It's got some great actors in it. Tom Atkins from Halloween 3, he's in it. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, Janet Leigh, that played in Psycho, one of the most classic horror movies of all time. Norman Bates, hello mother. You know what I'm talking about. I still need to review that one. So when I get around to it, I'll rewatch Norman Bates' Psycho, because that's got one of the most classic horror movie scenes in it. The classic shower scene where Norman Bates kills Janet Leigh in the shower, and she's all naked. She's all naked, but of course, since it was filmed in the 50s and 60s, no booby action. Well, shame on them. Why not show Janet Leigh back in the day? Now Janet Leigh, I don't know if she's passed away. I don't know how old she is now. She could be passed away. Back in the day, Janet Leigh, she was pretty smoking hot as a young hot chick. You know, why not show her boobies? But of course, back in the 50s, they're like, we cannot show any booby action. And I'm like, well, why not? There's nothing better than some good plump breasts, especially in a horror movie, right? But no booby action, unfortunately. No boobies. Shame on them. Shame on those. Shame on you, Alfred Hitchcock. And listen, I love your movies. I love your work. And Alfred Hitchcock is he's up in heaven right now. But I gotta say, listen, I love you're a great director, great, and you did a couple of cameos in your own movies, which good job, buddy. But no booby action for Janet Leigh. I'm very displeased. I'm very displeased. That's the only thing I'm displeased though. Alfred Hitchcock had amazing way to scare people in movies. Great films, high quality films, but just no booby action. You know? That's all right. Anyway, so uh, the start of John Carpenter's film really sets the tone. This old guy is on the beach telling a story, and he tells basically the ghost story. So already we're off to a good start. You know what I'm saying? Um, they had some great movie locations in it. You know, they did some scenes on this epic beach. Um, so one of these days, I would love to. Whenever Fears gets some more money, I definitely want to do some more travel vlogs. And I've seen a bunch of vloggers going to old movie locations. I would love to do a vlog like that. And whenever I hang out with Visions, I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to try to get to a couple, if not every Goonie locations, because Fears is going to do some internet research, and I'm going to find all the Goonie locations. So whenever I go to visit Visions, I'll print out all this stuff and say, hey, Visions, we got to hit up these Goonie locations. And I think Visions would be down for it. If he wouldn't, I would be like, that's fine, and I'll just fold it up and put all the information back in my bag. But Visions is a big fan of Goonies, or I would assume, you know. He lives near the Goonie location, so I would assume he's a big fan. Um, but, man, someday I would love to check out some John Carpenter's The Fall. One of the movie locations is this creepy church. Just the look of it looks creepy. I don't know where he found this church. It's like an old ass church in California, and I guess they built it like in the 1800s, but it's just got a creepy look to it. Not dissing the church, but it's just got a creepy look to it. That's probably why John Carpenter picked it. He's like, oh man, this classic old church looks kind of eerie. Yeah, I'll put that in the film. Then the way he filmed the stuff on the beach, it's just got a very creepy era to it. He had great music in this film. Uh, um, the villains, the old dead like pirates, you know, killing people, and then the extra layer of the fog to it. It's a very good classic. It's not. I wouldn't consider it a horror movie. It's a suspenseful ghost story, if anything. There is a lot of killing in it, but it's a it's not a slasher film. It's a mysterious ghost legend, classic ghost story movie. And when you watch the behind the scenes, he said I wanted to tell the most classic, epic ghost story that I could ever think of. And he said so. I sat down with my writing partner and was like, "What's in classic ghost stories?" Okay, well, creepy locations. There needs to be a backstory of how they became ghosts and all the other stuff and da 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 da. And then he thought of the fog idea, and I'm just like, man, he keeps adding more layers to it. There's a lot of layers in this movie that's really good. I mean, really good. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter films. It's hard to pick my favorite John Carpenter film because he's made so many. And I'll be honest, he's getting older. He's like, I think he's almost 80 now. He doesn't make a lot of movies anymore. He's been focusing a lot on his music, which, no offense, the music, he did the music for the three new Halloween movies, Halloween 2018, Halloween Returns, and then uh, Halloween Ends. So the music was great, but he's such a better filmmaker than a music maker. I wish he would make a few more films before he would pass away. John Carpenter, get back on that horse, buddy. You are a great director. You make great films. When are we going to see a third Escape from New York movie? Come on, bring old Snake Plissken back, you motherfucker. Bring him back. I love your work. You're a great director. Bring Snake Plissken back, please. I'm begging you. Just one more. Just one more before you kick the bucket. Anyway, will John Carpenter ever make another film? I would like to say yes, but he's getting older, and he hasn't made one in years, and I mean years. So I don't know. He could be done. And I'll be honest. I think in some interviews and behind the scenes footage, I think the only reason why he did the music for Halloween for those three new Halloweens is because someone asked him. So if someone wouldn't have asked him, I don't think he would have done it. You know. So do I recommend Halloween? Do I recommend John Carpenter's The Fog? Yes, 9 out of 10 for sure. It is so good, and some of the death scenes are amazing, amazing. One of my favorite ones, is some young guy is on a boat. He's trying to figure out why all the gauges are broken. He turns around and there's a ghost dead pirate, and he takes this hook and just goes gung 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 and smashes it into the guy's temple of his head, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And you hear it like gushing through, and then he's instantly dead. So that's a good death. That's a good death. Good death scene, you know. Because Fears has always wanted to die on camera. I think that would just be the greatest fun ever. Whenever someone like dies on camera, I was like, I've watched enough horror movies. How cool would it be if like Michael Myers killed Fears on camera? Oh, be fucking great, you know? Or like a fucking zombie starts chewing on Fears' neck and shit, you know? Like I would gladly either be a zombie in The Walking Dead or have a zombie go, hey Fears, Fears looks pretty tasty. I'm just gonna go run over there and start eating his brains, you know? How cool would that be? Or to die by Snake Plissken. I'm like, hey, Plissken, fuck you, you son of a bitch. And Plissken's like, oh, what? Fuck me? No, fuck you. Pulls out a shotgun, blows Fears' face off. There it is. That'd be the end of Fears. There it is. You know? I think that would be great. Visions, what do you think? Like, Visions, anyone in the chat, if you could die on camera, give me a good death scene. Your best death on camera scene. I like, definitely, mine, my dream would be to be killed by Snake Plissken. That'd be great. Either to die by Snake Plissken or play Snake Plissken's son. I think Fierce could do it. Oh God, just to be in a Snake Plissken movie. I'd be like, look, fuck being his son. Like that would be cool if I got to play his son. But just to be in a Snake Plissken movie, that would be good enough. Like whenever I tried out for Star Wars, Fears actually, yes, it's a horrible audition. Please don't watch it. Fears has contemplated taking down the audition so many times, but the fans say, hey, Fears, like, we admire you for at least trying, so leave it up. So I'm like, all right. So even though I had a horrible audition, I was so nervous. At least I went for Star Wars. I would have gave anything to being in a Star Wars film. I don't care. I'm so short. Dress me up as an Ewok. I don't care. Put me in one of those Stormtrooper outfits. Let me run across the screen. That would have been good enough for me. You know, anything. Blu-ray guy says never really liked The Walking Dead. Oh yeah, why's that? Why didn't you like The Walking Dead? I'm just curious. I'd like to die diving headfirst into a mall fountain during Christmas time. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's see. Oh yeah, Vision. That's a good death. Independence Day, Randy Quaid style. Yeah, that's good. He's in the fucking cockpit of the fucking fighter jet, and he literally just says "fuck you" to the aliens. He's like, "Hello, boys, I'm back," and he's like, he goes in as my generation would say, "Up yours," and he just fucking flies into the fucking alien it's like their main gun, their main weapon. He just flies into the gun. His ship blows up, and then he ends up blowing up the whole fucking alien ship. Hell yeah, Vision. That's a good death. Not only is it an honorable death, but he's basically saying, hey, aliens, fuck you. You're not taking down the human race. You can kiss my ass. How about this? Up your ass, you know? There it is. So, yeah. I'd say the three top deaths on camera that Fears would love: either getting killed by Snake Plissken, having a zombie chew on Fears' neck or chew on my brains. That'd be cool to get killed by another zombie, and then Fierce turns into a zombie, and I'm all like, "Duh, duh," like, and I turn into a fucking zombie. Or the third one, getting killed by Michael Myers. I don't care how he kills me, just Michael Myers and Fears. I'm like, hey, Michael, fuck you. I've watched your movies so many years. You can kiss my ass. And then Michael's like, oh yeah, fuck me, fuck you, Fears. And then he just takes like a butcher knife and then just eradicates Fears in like 2 seconds. So those are the three top deaths that Fears would love. Hell yeah. Because I love Michael Myers. So I was like, I almost forgot to add that into the fucking category. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I fucking love Michael Myers. Getting killed by Michael Myers on camera would be fucking sweet. But then I'm like, well, Fears has watched so many zombie films in his life. Have to add that. And then how could I forget about Snake Plissken? Because he doesn't give a shit about nothing. Like, and me and Randy have talked about this so much. I'm like, and I even brought it up. I'm like, Randy, what do you think happened to Snake Plissken to turn him in from a war hero to just a piece of rat shit that doesn't give a shit about himself, doesn't give a shit about anything? He's got the worst fucking attitude. He's like an anti-hero that you love. Like, you have to hate Snake Plissken, but then you have to love him. Because in the end, he does do the right thing and, take down the fucking villains. But he's pissing and moaning the whole fucking time. You know? Like, he doesn't really want to do it. Like, they have to force him to do something. So they're like, oh, Snake, you're going to do this. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. He's like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, oh, yeah? In the second one, they inject a lethal, like, poison into him. And they said, well, basically, like without you knowing it, we inject a lethal poison into you, and you got 10 hours to complete the mission. And if you don't, then, hey, fuck you, you're dead. And then at the end of the fucking movie, they're like, hey, guess what? We were just joking around. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean? He goes, well, that little thing that we injected you just gave you the flu. You weren't really going to die, but we had to, like, tell you something so for you to do the fucking mission, In the first one, he actually could die. They inject something that, if he doesn't complete the mission within 24 hours, then this little, like, I don't know, this little pellet will explode and rupture a fucking nerve. I think, like, in his brain or some shit. Something like that. And then, at the end, he completes the mission, and then the fucking doctor guy rolls in and fucking, like, shoots the antidote into his fucking neck, and then he's alright. But unless you, like, say, hey, Pliskin, we need your help, you're gonna do it, he'll be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not doing that. Like, I got better shit to do. And they're like, what shit do you have to do? He's like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. And they're like, oh, you're doing it, So you have to kind of force Snake Plissken to do something, or he won't fucking do it. Blu-ray guy says, the first season was really good. The second and third season were so horrible and boring that I didn't care to watch anymore. Okay, fair enough. Well, you know what? Agree to disagree. That's why people have their own opinions, I've told Visions this, I've told other people this. If everybody was the same and we all liked the same, the life would be quite boring. So, I enjoyed all the seasons of Walking Dead, but thank you for your opinion, Blu-ray guy. You didn't like it. But I will admit, I will agree with you, the first season is one of my most favorite seasons. The first season is legendary. First season's good. Visions, I gotta say, that's a pretty cool epic death. Randy Quaid style. Up yours, you son of a bitch, aliens, fuck you. Picture if aliens actually did, like, everybody wants to meet aliens, right? But then in the back of Fierce's mind, I'm like, well, it could go either two ways. Either we could have the happy, nice alien like E.T. style, Steven Spielberg style, or we could have the crazy alien motherfuckers like Independence Day. They're like, hey, fuck you, humans. We have no interest in talking with you. We're a superior race, and we're basically just going to take over your planet and use all of your natural resources. And then after we're done, we're just going to blow up your planet and, fuck the human race and da-da-da-da-da. We're just going to move on to another planet, And then humans are like, oh, shit. Like, that didn't go the way we expected it. So, yeah. And let's be honest, guys. There's too many coincidences. I think humans have met aliens before, but of course the government, they hide everything. So they're not fooling anyone. Because back in the 40s, that Roswell thing and all that crap, and they even outed themselves. Somebody in the newspaper printed, hey, government finds an alien saucer. The next fucking day. Not 4 days later, the next fucking day, they retract the fucking, story. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we made a mistake. It was just a down weather balloon. Up your ass. It was not a goddamn down weather balloon. I love how the government thinks we're stupid. It's not a down weather balloon, for Christ's sake. Why all the secret shit in Area 51? Now Fears will probably never see Area 51. No, but nobody will probably ever see Area 51. And if humans do see it, it won't be. It'll be past. It'll be long after I'm dead. If it was just military aircrafts, because that's their cover story. Yeah, the reason why it's so secret, it's not on a map, is that's where we invent our secret military aircraft. Granted, they probably do some of that there, but there's probably some alien shit in there, guaranteed. If there wasn't, then why all the big secret? Yeah, wow, cool. You make secret military aircraft, awesome, cool. That's not that big of a secret to keep down, but Fears has actually been near Area 51. I just couldn't help myself. I remember before I graduated, me and Eric's like, hey, Fears, I'm going to come out and visit you. And it was kind of near graduation. And I said, you know what, Eric? I said, I've never been to Vegas. So that was the second time I've been to Vegas. The first time was with my family, but I didn't get to gamble and stuff. I just went to all the shows. My parents gambled, but I was too young. So the second time around, I was like, Eric, I've never been to Vegas and gambled. And he's like, well, I thought you told me, Fears, you went to Vegas. I said, yeah. I said, I went to Vegas with my family, but I said I was so young. I was like 15, 16. I said I didn't get to gamble. I said, here's my chance. I'm in Arizona for film school. I said, let's take a weekend off. So on the way to Vegas, I said, Eric, we have to drive through Nevada. And he goes, Fears, are you thinking what I'm thinking you're thinking? I said, oh, yeah. I said, listen, we're not going to get in Area 51, but I said, let's try and get as close as we can. And you don't even get close. Area 51 is like over here, right? And there's a road there's a good amount of space between Area 51 and there's this side road. So we drive down the side road. But even on that side road, it says, don't get any closer than this. And Fears got out of his car, and I stood by the sign that said, do not go beyond this point. If you do, you'll be subject to arrest or shot on sight. Secret, it says government building or some shit. I've got that photo somewhere back in Missouri. I'll have to show it to you guys. But Fears, classic Fears style, I'm pointing at the sign going, I did a couple one. I was all like, pointing at it and shit. So that's the closest Fears has ever got. But you're not fooling anyone, government. We know there's some alien shit out there. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to write an essay, but I'm having writer's block. Well, keep it up, Blu-ray. Keep it up. Let me take a break. Get some food in you. Take a break, watch a movie, and then get back up on that high fucking horse. You'll get it. So I assume, Blu-ray guy, you're a writer? You're a writer, I guess? What are you writing? Are you writing a book? Are you writing a novel? Are you writing a short story? What are you writing? Let's see. Pretend stories. I like your death too. I would like to die heading head first into a mall fountain during Christmas time. It's a very precise death. But yeah. But I gotta be honest. I think the one that takes the cake. I think Visions, and I'm not just saying that because me and Visions are good friends. But I really like. That was a great death in Independence Day. I love watching Independence Day. It's a great movie. So I think Visions, you win for best death on camera. So yeah. Let's see. What else do I have to say about John Carpenter's The Fog? Let's see here. I don't know. It's just a really good ghost story. I've always enjoyed it. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. There's not one scene in the film that I don't like. Uh, the movie location, like the movie locations where they filmed it was great. The concept of it is great. Good actors, cool, creepy music in the background. It's got it all. It's got it all. Anyway, it's 10:22. Fears has to be at work at 3:30 tonight, so I'm gonna go. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm gonna get a shower, get something to eat. Sorry for the lateness on this stream, though, guys. Fears should have had this stream up and running hours ago, but hey, I finally got it. Did it. So look forward to the vlog either tomorrow or the next day. And who will win the mini golf championships between me and Sam? I don't know. We'll find out. All I gotta say is the ending is pretty classic, pretty hilarious, pretty legendary. So you guys will thoroughly enjoy it. Fears got a little giggle out of it. I was giggling away. It was pretty funny. On that note, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the good old Fears Man at FearsMan26, the main channel. Check out Fears Vlogs, what you're watching right now. Give me a sub, give me a like, give me some views. Check out Pixel, Lord of the Pylons at Pixel Protocol on YouTube. Check out Visions, Lord Visions at www.exhumvisions.com. Check out his Facebook page, Exhume Visions. Check out my buddy Randy at Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, Part Deuce, the Mayor of Magic. Anyway, Fears is gonna go, and this is Fears. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna bid you guys a fond farewell. Deuces!